Hello, my friends. How's everyone doing today? So, here's why you need to move on. There will come a point in your life where once you've done the healing, the self work, all the things you need to do to understand yourself, know who you truly are, what you're capable of, the things you can manifest, all of these things, the stuff I've talked about for so long on this channel. What is going to happen to you, to anyone who's on this path of self discovery, self understanding, self realization, self awareness, living in the moment, being present, all of these things that will make you know who you truly are, that will make you understand life and how it works, that will truly start to awaken you in your spiritual path in a way that you've never done it before, because now you have the tools and the means to do what it needs to be done to see a clear path and to have an idea of which direction you're heading. Now, here's the thing. You don't have to have all the answers. You don't have to necessarily know what is going to happen. That is not the point. The point is to understand and to know that you are going to be supported no matter what you do, what you decide to do with your life, where you decide to go. Because once you've reached this point where you know who you are, you're seeing the signs, you're seeing the messages, you get synchronicities every single day like a clock, then you know you need to act. There's gonna come a point in your life that you're gonna reach this moment where you will understand how when you're out of alignment with something that no longer serves you is really, really holding you down in so many ways. And the only reason why you can't do the things you really want to do and start receiving what you're really meant to receive, the things that you've been asking for it, the things you've been telling yourself, affirming yourself, all of these sort of goals that you have an idea kind of where you're gonna go, but you're never gonna know the full picture for sure until things start to unravel and unfold. There is this level of mystery to life that you kind of have to keep it there, because this is just how the universe works. You're never gonna have all the answers. You're never gonna know truly what is going to happen, what the outcome is going to be. What you need to know is you need to fully trust the process and just simply surrender to source and do what you got to do. Because like I said, you're going to reach this point where if you're in an environment that no longer serves you, energetically speaking, you've reached this point in your life where you truly align with yourself and you have to spend this. And this is exactly how it's going to feel it at first for a little while, okay? You're going to have to make such a monumental effort, energetically speaking, to keep yourself in this high frequency state. If you are in any type of environment, especially if it's a work related thing. Okay, that will go for any sort of environment. Okay, not just work related, obviously. But the reason why I'm focusing on work related here is because this is what most people go through their whole lives, and they know that whether they're a spiritual person or not. If you talk to any person who works on therapy and things like that, or go look them up on YouTube, the one thing that every human being is going to have in common, the biggest regrets that people have, is that they force themselves to be in an environment that they didn't feel it fit with them. So they were totally like not happy doing what they were doing it, and the only reason why they were doing it is because they were doing it through a means of survival. Provide yourself the money and what you need to be able to pay the bills and just keep life afloat, right? That's what most people do. But when people do that to themselves, it's extremely harmful in so many levels. That's what people don't understand. Because you're going against your own nature. You're going against who you are. You're not being authentic to yourself. You keep finding so many excuses, you keep lying to yourself daily, day in, day out, trying to find an excuse or a justification for why do you keep doing what you're doing if you're not feeling it, if you're not happy with it. And then if you go through this process of spiritual, development, growth, learning, where you finally reach this point where you understand yourself and you know now how much it took you to get to this point, to heal your trauma, your wounds, all of these things that I've talked about over and over and over again. You're gonna reach this point where you're gonna have to use so much of your own focus, presence, and energy to just maintain this self-aware state, and your energy to maintain that high vibe feel and state of being. So, and this is how you're gonna know that if you're in an environment that anything that you are doing, whatever the environment is, and like I said, I'm talking more specifically related to work because that's what most people go through, but that goes to anything like relationships, friendships, whatever. Apply that to all. Just keep that in mind. If you're feeling like it's becoming hard for you to stay in that flow state, in that presence state, self-aware state, feeling good about yourself, that means that environment, that situation, that experience that you're living right now, you no longer belong. That's not for you anymore. That's your sign that you're done with that, chapter and cycle of your life. And that means you need to make the move now. Because if you don't make that move, if you don't walk away from these things and cut the cord on all of it, how do you think you're gonna be able to create this new vision of your life that you have for you? You are the one that keeps holding yourself down. You are the one that keeps finding every single excuse or justification for why. I'm good here. I feel good. I'm comfy. I have financial stability. Whatever the excuse is. This is how majority of the population fail in their lives in almost every single way. Because if you're not living your purpose here, you're truly not living your life. Not only are you torturing yourself in the process, but you're also wasting this divine gift of life that was given to you so that you could come here to experience this physicality, this experience, to learn more about yourself, to grow, to evolve, to become. I don't know how many times I gotta talk about this, my friends. I just don't. But for some reason I got compelled to talk about this today. And this is what people have to do. You have to cast that fear aside. You have to cast that doubt aside. Every single thing that comes through your head, the overthinking, whatever it is, forget about that. The insecurities, you name it, it doesn't matter what it is. What matters is whatever feeling or emotion you're feeling that is making you hold yourself back and not take the steps necessary. Take that leap that you gotta take, whatever it is, whatever the circumstances are, whatever the situation is. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be anything. It could be a relationship. It could be your job. It could be friendships. It could be the whole package altogether. You gotta let it go. You gotta let go. Because if you don't do that, there's gonna come a point in your life when you're having that last breath of your life that you're gonna look at all that stuff back. You're gonna have this huge flashback of your entire life in a matter of seconds. And you're gonna have so many regrets. And my question to you is, do you want to live a life of regret at the end of your journey? Or do you want to live a life of, well, at least I gave it a shot. I gave it my all. I gave it my best. And even if not everything went the way I would have liked to, or I envisioned to, I believed in it. I gave it my all. Because that's how I want to see my life. I don't know about you. So, this is really all I wanted to talk about today. If you've been on the fence about this, it means you're ready. It means it's time. And you have to understand that if you trust the process, you surrender to it with your heart and your soul, your whole being, you're going to be fine. Because the universe is going to look out for you. Trust me. You got to believe, though. That's the thing. So this is really all I wanted to talk about today. I love you all with everything I've got. And I will see you on the next one. Take care, everyone. Be safe. Keep loving yourself. And keep pushing forward.